Alrighty, hello everyone. So this was board one of a 3-board blindfold simultaneous exhibition match that I did on Saturday, November 8th, and this was at the Gold Beach Chess Club. The first game here features a King's Gambit, and I was playing white in all 3 games, but this is board 1, so we'll look at this game today. My opponent in this game was Leo, and Leo took the pawn. And I play knight f3, knight f6. And right here I have a favorable transposition to the Vienna Gambit, which I should have immediately done. For some reason, though, I did not do this during the actual game. Instead, I played knight c3, which was a terrible move. He plays bishop b4. Now I go e5, gaining some space, but now when his knight goes to d5, it's a little more difficult to chase him away. After his c6, though, he should think about playing the knight to b6 to hit the bishop. But c6 will allow me to damage the pawns over there, but I want to keep that light squared bishop. Now, I was blindfolded with my back to all 3 boards wearing a bandana. So I had no sight for any of these boards. And it becomes pretty chaotic pretty quick when you're doing more than one board. Now right here, he decides to attack and try and dissolve my center, but he's hung a piece. And perhaps he didn't think I could visualize that, but I did. And here I just recapture. He plays knight b4 to threaten the bishop on d5 and threaten a fork on c2. Well, one move solves both problems. Bishop b3. Guards c2. And, well, the bishop's saved. It's not a loose piece hanging out. Knight to c6, putting 2 attackers on the d4 point. And I just add another defender by playing c3. Knight a5 to hit the bishop. Let's keep that bishop on, though. I like the way it looks at h7. Queen h6, thinking about aggressive thoughts. He has some problems, though. He has 1, 2, 3 pieces sleeping and a knight on the rim that's dim or grim. His queen's the most active piece. He's fallen in love with short-term operations with too few forces. In the opening, you need to control the center, develop your team, get him off the bench, in other words, and get out onto that field. And you also need to keep your king safe. Well, my king's plenty safe. Now I'm just going to utilize the pin against the pawn to his queen. He plays b6 to try and take advantage of the long diagonal and threaten my king. I just grab the pawn, threatening his queen. He goes queen e6. Now knight g5 wins a pawn by force. He gets in bishop b7 check, king g1, out of check. Queen c4, hoping to maybe infiltrate, maybe get to queen c6, threaten a checkmate on g2 or something. Bishop takes with check, king h8. Bishop comes back to just get rid of that piece. And so here we do exchange off his bishop. Now obviously, he can't just defend the knight. I mean, if he moves the knight, over here to a5, then there's a pretty simple checkmate. He defends against the checkmate. I retreat the bishop to set up the mate. And it was here that I was having trouble visualizing all 3 boards. It was getting quite challenging. In fact, I almost played a different move in this game where I knew I had a checkmate if I go to h4, but it was kind of hard keeping all the boards separate for me at this point. I'm a bit rusty. And so he looks to exchange off the queen, but I get a check, and it's a snap mate on h7. So my thanks to Leo and all the members of the club that were in attendance that day. We had 10 folks that were at the club. And the 3 gentlemen that played in the Simul, board 1 was Leo. We saw his game here. And then board 2 was actually Donnie. And then board 3 was Mitchell. And so I hope we can do this again. It was a lot of fun. Everyone enjoyed it. It was quite a challenge. I was having a lot of problems visualizing for sure. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this game. And remember, always play the best moves in the greatest game of them all, the game of life. Stay well, be well. Peace out.